Welcome to Vuka Online News at this hour. Gauteng police have charged two people with the murder of DJ Waters. The duo is set to appear in the Johannesburg Magistrates Court on Wednesday, December 24th. The suspects were taken in for questioning on Monday morning. DJ Waters was fatally shot on Tuesday, December 16th, in front of the Zambezi building in Johannesburg Central. Gauteng police spokesperson Brigadier Brenda Muridili said the two people of interest were picked up from a hostel in Soweto at around 2 a.m. on Monday morning. The arrests follow a public commitment last Friday by National Police Commissioner General Fanima Samola, who during the oversight visit into Pretoria said a known suspect had been identified and predicted a breakthrough by the end of the weekend. Police previously said three unknown suspects were approached the victim after he parked his vehicle and opened fire before fleeing on foot. The motive for the shooting remains unknown. CCTV footage from the scene showing a suspect with dreadlocks remains a key piece of evidence. Meanwhile, the Gauteng provincial government has welcomed the arrest of two suspects who were taken in for questioning in relation to the case of the media personality. The High Court has rejected an attempt by Eskom and NERSA to conclude a 54 billion rent settlement behind closed doors. The ruling follows efforts by Eskom and NERSA to correct an error in Eskom's allowable revenue determination without conducting further investigations, ensuring proper public participation, or referring the matter back to the energy regulator for consideration. AfriForum intervened in the case, arguing that it had a direct and substantial interest in the outcome, particularly given the potential impact on electricity of consumers. In its judgment, the court reviewed and set aside NERSA's original revenue decision and refused to make the proposed settlement agreement an order of court. The blocked settlement would have enabled Eskom to recover approximately 54 billion rand from the consumers through a significant electricity tariff increases without adequate investigation or meaningful public consultation. AfriForum said the ruling was an important victory for transparency and accountability in electricity pricing and safeguarding for consumers who would have been burdened with higher tariffs without due process being followed. Acting Minister of Police Professor Fidos Kashelia will undertake a festive season operation oversight visit in KwaZulu-Natal on Tuesday, December 23. He will be accompanied by the National Commissioner of the South African Police Services, General Fanima Samola, and Deputy National Commissioners. SAPS spokesperson Colonel Amanda Funani said the delegation will be hosted by the Provincial Commissioner of KZN, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, during the oversight visit. Funani said the program will include engagements on the ground in the key areas across the province. Funani added that the province will be preceded by a multidisciplinary parade at the Hoy Park at 10 a.m. And China will impose up to 42.7% of provisional tariffs on dairy products, including milk and cheese imported from the European Union. In its Commerce Ministry said on Monday, the elevated duties, which take effect on Tuesday, were based on preliminary results from an investigation opened by China's Commerce Ministry as tensions between Beijing and Brussels flared. Beijing reviewed subsidies provided by EU countries for dairy and the other farmer products as a tit-for-tat measures after Brussels investigated Chinese subsidies for electric vehicles and later imposed tariffs as high as 45.3% on China-made EVs. China's decision to apply graduated tariffs rates is rooted in its trade remedy investigation framework, which mirrors practices used by the EU, the United States, and other major economies. China's e-commerce ministry opened an anti-subsidy investigation in August 2024 into imports of EU dairy products, including milk, cheese, and cream. Based on its preliminary finding, Beijing concluded that EU subsidies had distorted competition in the Chinese market, leading it to impose provisional countervailing duties with higher rates applied to companies that did not cooperate with the investigation. In your sports, Bafana Bafana got their Africa Cup of Nations 2025 campaign off to a winning start with a spirited 2-1 victory over Angola in the Grand Stade de Marrakesh on Monday night. South Africa struck first through the lively Austrian Apples, who produced a moment of brilliance in the 21st minute, beating Angola goalkeeper Hugo with a well-taken strike to give Bafana Bafana the early advantage. Bafana Bafana head coach Hugo praised the side's improved intensity after the break and highlighted the impact of substitute Tsapa Moremi, who was introduced at the start of the second half. Moremi thought he had marked his introduction with a goal in the 51st minute, but the effort was ruled offside following a VAR review. Bafana Bafana will next face Egypt on Friday, the 26th of December at 17 o'clock South African time. And Egypt, in the meantime, beats Zimbabwe 2-1 in the Group B's other AFCON 2025 fixture on Monday evening. And former England cricket chief Andrew Strauss has warned that removing coach Brendan McCullum and captain Ben Stokes will not be enough to change a depressingly one-sided story in Australia following another painful Ashes defeat. Strauss was the last England captain to win an away Ashes series when his team triumphed 3-1 in 2010-2011. Since then, England's record has been pitiful. They have lost 16 and drawn just 2 of their tests in Australia. McCullum and Stokes are under pressure after the visitors went 3-0 down in the series on Sunday with 2 matches still to play. For this and other sports news, tune in to Vuka Sports Hour every weekday at 3 p.m. In your weather, Pretoria will be cloudy and warm, temperature highs of 23 degrees. Johannesburg, cloudy and warm, temperature highs of 22 degrees. Cape Town, windy and hot, temperature highs of 34 degrees. Durban, cloudy and hot, temperature highs of 29 degrees. Bloemfontein, cloudy and hot, temperature highs of 26 degrees. Polokwane, cloudy and cool, temperature highs of 21 degrees. Uppington, cloudy and extremely hot, temperature highs of 35 degrees. Port Elizabeth, partly cloudy and hot, temperature highs of 28 degrees. And East London, cloudy and hot, temperature highs of 28 degrees. For Vuka Online News, I am Monges Makalima.